So I typed in naked baby. First of all, they were sexy.
And you say that all these murders were performed by the same guy, this, Smiley, who wears a mask.
I don't know, did we just kill somebody? Did I just kill somebody? I don't know.
How sly do I look? You called Smiley and he came. Something's been awakened, like something's been born.
He chased me, and he got me, and he ripped my shirt.
What if he comes for the people who call him? Have you thought about that? Like, oh my god, my child molester. Affection.
Oh, nigga, bitch, monkey woman, you're the best!
I want to tell you my secret now.
I started seeing black people.
This guy named BooFab commented on one of my videos and asked me to make a review on the movie Smiley. And apparently this is a horror movie with a bunch of YouTubers in it.
Are you serious? Oh, it's amazing. I mean, that's terrible, obviously, but...
Shane Dawson, Tobuscus, and a bunch of other ones. So I'm very excited to see. I bet it's great, because you know YouTubers and movies, they have a really great track record. This movie was released in 2012, and it has some glowing reviews online. Surprisingly enough, this movie stars Caitlin Gerard, who is a relatively successful actress. She was in Insidious: The Last Key. She was in a movie called The Wind, which was pretty good. Smiley is uploaded in its entirety on YouTube, so if you want to, you can go watch it for free. And a lot of people commented on the movie saying like, oh, Shane Dawson was the best part about the movie. I'm only here because of Shane, you know, a bunch of stuff like that. Strange how times change. Shane is not as beloved as he used to be. It was directed by Michael J. Gallagher, the same guy who made the amazing The Thinning movies. Remember those with Logan Paul? I guess he has an affinity for casting canceled YouTubers. I also want to add that he made something called I Hate My Selfie Too. So, I don't want to say that Michael J. Gallagher is the worst director in history. I do remember seeing some stuff about Smiley online in 2012. Most notably this face, like the face is pretty memorable. It's kind of creepy. In the movie, they say he has a face like that because he stitched his eyes together and cut his smile open.
Why do they call him Smiley?
Because he stitched his eyes shut and carved a smile onto his face.
Yeah, that's not how you get a face like this. This is basically just like wearing someone's skin after cutting holes in it. I'm not sure where they got that logic from. Despite the fact he looks very creepy, he might be the dumbest horror movie villain in existence. Guess how he kills you? Well, you go onto a site called Hide and Go Chat, which is basically like Omegle, but obviously they couldn't use Omegle, and you just talk to random people, and if you want to kill one of them, you write 3 times in the chat, and I quote, I did it for the lulz. You write that 3 times in the chat, and then he comes out of nowhere and kills the person that you're watching. I did it for the lulz. L-U-L-Z. You know this movie's so in with the times back in 2012. It was really cool, like internet talk back then. The lulz, you know, to do something for it, the lulz.
You type, I did it for the lulz. I did it for the what? Lulz.
Oh my God. The movie starts with this little girl on this site, and she's talking about how guys sometimes are on there without pants on.
Some of them even do it with their pants off.
Okay, see, that's why you shouldn't be on the site.
So that's kind of weird to start a movie with that. Yeah, she tells her older sister about Smiley, and then coincidentally, right afterwards, this guy pops up and he types, I did it for the lulz, 3 times in the chat. And she's like all scared, right? She locks her door. But yeah, she dies anyway. Smiley comes out of nowhere and kills you. And then the next scene shows Caitlin Gerard's character, Ashley. The way they filmed it makes the viewer think that this is the young girl now grown up. But it's not. Yeah, that part where the girl died from Smiley, that happens later. They went back in time, not forward in time. You know our boy Michael Gallagher, he likes to shake things up. He likes to be innovative. So yeah, this girl named Ashley goes off to college and she meets her roommate, and her roommate convinces her to go to a party. So they smoke a little weeds.
I think I'm high on your marijuana.
And then they go to the party, and there's this guy there who loves the word retard. He says it a bunch in this movie.
Retarded, retarded, retarded.
So I'm just gonna call him retard. He literally says, is God strange or retarded?
So, is God strange or retarded?
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird scenes where they try and be philosophical.
And that the tiniest, most infinitesimal change in the weight of just one type of subatomic particle, any kind of particle, would mean no universe.
In a movie about a serial killer that'll kill you if you type "I did it for the lulz" 3 times. And let's just ignore the fact that saying something or typing something 3 times is played out, it's tired.
The bye-bye minute.
You say his name 5 times.
Candyman.
Bloody Mary.
You gotta say my name 3 times.
Stop doing this. Beetlejuice did it, and it was interesting and unique when Beetlejuice did it, but now it's not cool. So just don't do that anymore, please. So yeah, Ashley meets Shane Dawson at this party, and he plays a character named Bender.
What's up? I'm Bender.
Yeah, that's a strange name. I've never heard that name before in my life. I guess they just decided to give him a weird name because he's playing a weirdo, you know, like a nerd, a nerdy guy. And then the other guys at the party start calling him Pedo Bear.
What are you doing here, Pedo Bear?
You're Pedo Bear? Pedo Bear!
Remember Pedo Bear? Like the meme? And to call Shane Dawson Pedo Bear. Of all people.
This child was probably 6 years old, and she shows me her Instagrams, which are like, first of all, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like, she's like sexy.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, Willow. Oh, I'll whip your hair back and forth. Oh.
What are you doing here, Pedo Bear?
Good job, Lucy. But next time, shake your titties more.
And Lucy, I checked my statistics, and I have a lot of child molesters watching, so can you please eat a cocktail weenie?
Pedo Bear!
Do it slow.
I'm going to jail.
I love little girls, they make me feel so good.
This movie didn't age well. So at this party, we get to see the same girl die from Smiley. From the beginning of the movie, yeah, like it happens again. We see it from the guy's perspective who kills her. The next day, Ashley goes to class and we meet Toby Turner's character. His name is Mark, and he plays like a nobody in this movie. Yeah, he's basically just in this movie to be in this movie. He's just a random student in this class that makes comments every once in a while. So then Ashley starts talking to her teacher. The teacher in this movie is really weird. Like he hits on Ashley in one scene.
Are you hitting on me?
What? No.
And then in another scene, he's like, hey, I have some whiskey in this drawer. And he starts drinking it. And he's like, don't tell anybody. It'll be our little secret. And then he starts talking about how life is ultimately meaningless and people are inherently evil. And yeah, he's a big doomer.
We're rats on a ship. Everything's gonna end.
I guess that would make him a doomer boomer. So Ashley and her roommate are trying to figure out whether or not this Smiley thing is real. So they go on to this anonymous chat room, find a random dude, and they have him killed. For the lulz. For the lulz. And then we get another scene in the classroom. Toby Turner is just as kooky as ever.
Now that we have this notion of what we think is true, what do we do next?
I test it, girl.
So Ashley goes to the library and she runs into Shane Dawson. Sorry, Bender. Yeah, his name's Bender. I'm just gonna call him Shane Dawson, okay? Shane reveals to Ashley that the other guys call him Pedo Bear because he reported child porn that they posted online because he didn't think it was funny.
Smiley's part of the reason they don't like me. Like when I reported the child porn they posted on B. But I don't know, I just don't think stuff like that is ever funny.
So they started calling him pedo when they were the ones that posted it. That makes sense. And what was that? He doesn't think it's funny.
But I don't know, I just don't think stuff like that is ever funny.
I said, oh, this is funny, and I put it on the internet.
Here's my justification for pedophilia. I can't. So why is it when somebody looks at Google's like naked baby on Google and jerks off to it, they can get arrested? I don't understand that.
I said, oh, this is funny, and I put it on the internet.
Oh, I like that chocolate, that weenie. Ooh, it tastes so good.
Do like an Asian, like... it! Shauna, I really want her to have a channel, and she has a lot of fans, and like, she doesn't know what she's doing, she doesn't know how to make a video, she's black, she doesn't even know how to, she just slaps her keyboard.
It's like all the evil around the internet found one place to hide, you know, where it's invited. But I don't know, I just don't think stuff like that is ever funny.
Could have fooled me. So they go to another party and Ashley reveals to Retard that they had someone killed using Smiley. So Ashley starts walking home and then she gets chased by Smiley. And then she wakes up. It was all a dream. Or was it? Or was it a dream? If it wasn't a dream, Smiley must have picked her up and put her into her bed, all snuggled up under the covers, and left her there. Very nice of him. This movie has some of the worst jump scares I've ever seen, with a really obnoxious, like, "Dong!"
Did you tell?
Cool. And then there's some more classroom scenes, because those are invigorating and have a lot to do with the plot. Except they don't. Like, at all. They could have cut like all of the classroom scenes and it would have ultimately been the same movie. I will give it props that it's very similar to being in a real college classroom, as long as it's a class that you don't care about, because I couldn't help but zone out half the time.
We know that the physical laws that govern the universe are specific, and that the tiniest, most infinitesimal change in the weight of just one type of subatomic particle, any kind of particle, would mean no.
Everything the teacher said went in one ear and out the other because I knew it didn't matter. They talk about the purpose of mankind and everything. It's like, why? This movie's about this creepy guy that kills you online for the lulz. I don't care about the purpose of mankind right now. It's just empty air. This movie's only an hour and a half to begin with. So they're like filling it up with stuff just to make it into a feature-length film. This should have been like a half-hour short. I must admit that this movie did something very well. It reminded me how much I hated school, and something that I wish that I had during these really long lectures are discreet earbuds. Thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring this video. Raycon makes some of the best earbuds on the market, and they start at about half the price of other premium audio brands. I use them every single day when I walk my dogs, but you can use them for whatever you want, whether it be working out, listening to podcasts, music. They're great for pretty much anything. I love them because there's no dangly bits. You can hardly even tell that you're wearing them. Their everyday E25 earbuds are their best model yet. With up to 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design. You just can't go wrong with Raycon. They come in a bunch of different colors, so click the link at the top of the description. Go to buyraycon.com/ElvisTheAlien to get 15% off your order. Thank you so much to Raycon for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. Now back to your regular scheduled making fun of movies online thing that I'm doing. Later, Ashley goes on 4chan to find the Smiley kill videos. Because of course they would be on 4chan. Where else would they be? So then Ashley talks to Smiley online. And he's like, hey, you want me to come over? I'm sure it'll be a great time. And she's like, nah. And then he goes, too bad. I'm coming over anyway. This is the cheesiest horror villain ever. Like, I preferred the drone from the Drone movie. Yeah, he was better than Smiley. Because at least he didn't kill for the lulz. So yeah, then we get the scene of Ashley meeting up with her weird ass teacher. I don't know why. I know I wouldn't want to talk to this guy. They talk about a bunch of meaningless stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with the movie.
You were talking about in class the other day about computers being conscious. Do you think that's really possible?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? Frankly, I think it's more likely that we'll all just kill each other before something that interesting occurs.
Nuclear weapons.
Or bioweapons, or nanomachines, or just plain old resource depletion. What is it that the kids say? It's the perfect expression of nihilism. You know what I'm talking about. No? I did it for the... I did it for the...
I did it for the lulz?
Yeah, I did it for the lulz.
You serious?
Is that why you're here, Ashley? Do you want to do something for the lulz?
Is that why you're here, Ashley? Do you want to do it for the lulz? So, the script is pretty great. And then she sees Smiley in a mirror. Is she hallucinating? Smiley in this movie is just non-stop bad dreams and hallucinations. There's a bunch of them. Just pops up all over the place, but never in real life, unless he's summoned online. And then you see him for like 1 second. But that's not until the big reveal at the end. And prepare yourself, guys. It's a pretty big reveal. Ashley talks to the police and yeah, they basically just make fun of her.
Please. You need to see a psychiatrist.
So the police tell Ashley that she is one of many people that called in about Smiley. And she's the first one that they took seriously enough to see her in person.
And nobody's called in about Smiley?
Oh, we've had a few calls about this Smiley character. But yours is the first one that we've taken seriously enough to have this talk.
But then they completely contradict themselves right afterwards when they show her a video of her freaking out and bashing her computer in the library.
Over 5 million views since yesterday.
And they do this as a way to like dismiss her claims as crazy. So why did they see her again? To humiliate her by showing her this video? They also tell her that there have been no bodies that have been found connected to the Smiley crimes.
You haven't found a single body?
We find bodies all the time. We just haven't found one to fit the description that you gave.
And then the cop goes, I'm not gonna press charges against you for wasting our time.
So we're not going to press charges against you for wasting our time.
But you just said that she was the first person you took seriously enough to see. Clearly that wasn't true. You're wasting your own time at this point. If you knew about this video beforehand, and if you knew that there weren't any bodies to connect to the crime, then why bother seeing her in the first place?
But yours is the first one that we've taken seriously enough to have this talk.
You liar!
So then Ashley and Shane hang out. Shane's like a loser in this movie, I guess, and he says, the dungeon master never gets the princess.
This is the dungeon. I am the dungeon master. Unfortunately, the dungeon master never gets the princess. Oh! Hey, being a total nerd is good for something, right?
You're not a nerd.
And they kiss, and it's very awkward. There's zero chemistry. I wish that they would stop kissing. Please stop. So Ashley, her friend, and Retard were all supposed to have a video chat, but Retard didn't show up. So Ashley goes to Retard's house. Instead of turning on the light, she walks around with a flashlight because they gotta keep the movie spooky somehow. And apparently Smiley wrote, I did it for the lulz on the wall. God. Imagine if the Smiley character was real. Everybody online would just make fun of him. So then Ashley finds Retard dead on the floor. Ashley sees his gun there, so she picks it up and leaves with it. She calls the police in hysterics about finding a dead person, and they just laugh at her.
Ah, Miss Brooks. Is this another one of your friends from cyberspace?
Yes!
Wow. So Ashley goes on a computer and starts talking to her roommate, and she tells her roommate to type "do it for the lulz" 3 times in chat. And her plan is to shoot Smiley when he shows up. So her friend does this, and Ashley shoots him right when he opens the door. Doesn't try verifying who it is, just shoots the first person that walks in. And it just happened to be Shane, not Smiley. So she shot Shane. He's lying there, dying. She walks up to him and they're talking, and Smiley pops up out of nowhere and cuts Shane's throat right in front of Ashley. She didn't see him coming? How is that possible? She was right there. So yeah, Smiley chases her upstairs. Actually, the Smileys chase her upstairs because there's a bunch of them. They corner her in a room and she just jumps out the window. I'm not sure why the Smileys have spandex covering their faces. They look way creepier without the spandex on them, but I guess it doesn't hurt to put a mask on your mask. Yeah, in the big twist, everyone was in on it, regardless of it not being a fresh idea. It's also very stupid. And when I mean everyone, I mean everyone. Shane, her roommate, Retard, the people that were killed by Smiley, all of them were in on it. And apparently their goal was to make Smiley like this really popular online serial killer.
Smiley would be around longer than any of us. You know, he's like the pyramids or the great work of William Shakespeare.
It's kind of crazy the lengths that they went to fake all of this. Like, I'm pretty sure they went harder than anyone else did in history. The people that try and fake Bigfoot or anything else, nothing on these people. They planned this so meticulously that they gave Shane a fake neck and a bulletproof vest that will like have blood spurt out, or this gun has rubber bullets in it. And when Shane was shot, he just like put some blood there and he chewed on a blood pill in his mouth, you know, to make it look like he was shot and dying. Very convincing. And he had the rubber neck for when Smiley slits his throat. So much effort for so little reward. I don't understand. Why do they want to terrorize this girl so bad? I don't get it. And what if she didn't pick up the gun? I guess he had the bulletproof vest and blood and all that, just in case? They did all of this just to convince one person that Smiley is real? What a waste of time and effort. Wouldn't they want to do something more grand, you know? And why aren't they like really upset that Ashley just jumped out of a window and killed herself?
It was an accident, but we're still calling it a win for Anonymous.
Wouldn't they want her to stay alive so she spreads the rumor of Smiley?
And if it was an accident like they claim, then what were they planning on doing if she didn't jump out the window? Were they just gonna leave? Because it looks like they were about to kill her. Or maybe they would just magically put her to sleep like they did in that other scene.
Ashley's friend says to Retard, "Are we bad people?"
Are we bad people?
What? Of course you are. You're like some of the worst people out there. You were tormenting this girl for ultimately no reason other than your own sick, perverted enjoyment. And what if she hadn't died and she was able to spread the message of Smiley? Their friends were killed by Smiley in front of this girl, so they would have to keep the act up, right? If she wasn't dead? Would these people just have to hide away forever from Ashley in order to keep up the story? And what if Ashley told other people and you wanted them to believe it too? Then these people would have to remain dead to like this entire area of people that know about Smiley. And what if he did become a legend? Then these people are ultimately dead, you know, permanently. I just don't understand their logic. It makes no sense. If you knew the plan, then why would you ever decide to be one of the victims of Smiley? Because then anybody could like find you and take a picture of you with their cell phone and be like, yeah, it's all a hoax. And apparently the girl from the beginning of the movie was in on it too. So are you telling me that she locked her door and looked all frightened for no reason? Was she acting? Apparently she was acting. I mean, I get acting in front of the computer where Ashley can see you because you want to make it look real, but then why lock her door? If she had nothing to fear, it makes no sense. Shane was in on it this whole time, and these people are his friends? The same people that called him a pedo bear at a party with a bunch of people around?
You're pedo bear? Pedo bear!
And they weren't whispering it, they made it very well known. This guy, he's a pedo. I'm not sure that was necessary. If their goal was to get Ashley closer to Shane, calling him a pedo in front of her, yeah, I'm not sure that's the best method. There aren't a lot of people that would want to befriend a pedo, but apparently Ashley is an exception. So they got lucky. This whole thing was a very unnecessarily elaborate and stupid plan. While talking to Ashley's roommate, Retard puts in the chat, "I did it for the lulz," 3 times, as like a joke. And Smiley pops up out of nowhere and kills her. Yeah, that was really stupid. Because you just spent this whole time trying to convince me that it was all a hoax, that Smiley was entirely made up. But now you're telling me that that's not true, and that Smiley is real? Oh, okay. Now I'm very confused. So yeah, Smiley, I guess, is real then, and we get no answers. Why does he kill people when you type, "I did it for the lulz" 3 times? I guess we will never know. How does he get summoned anyway? He pops up within seconds after someone types it 3 times. So he must be supernatural. Cool, so there's like a random Smiley ghost thing. I can't believe I'm trying to make sense of this movie because it's so stupid. And how did she see Smiley in a mirror in that one scene? Was that the real Smiley? Because they show a window as if this is where Smiley escaped from, but if you watch it back, clearly Smiley disappears. So I'm not really sure what they were trying to make you think here. Oh yeah, and after the credits, it appears that Ashley isn't dead after all. Cool. As if that makes the movie any better. Were they trying to hint at a sequel? Wow. It's kind of a shame too, because I think the design of the Smiley character is actually kind of creepy. It's just what they decide to do with him. It's so stupid.
Because, I mean, there's only one reason to troll. For the lulz.
For the lulz!
¡Ay, llama pa' Sevilla! ¡Llama a Sevilla que traigo
I quickly want to update you on the crazy stuff that's been going on with my clothing line, Alien Clothing. We've been picked up by Zoomies Canada. I know, It's kind of insane. So yeah, our stuff is live up on their website, and we're working with the new printing company that they recommended to us, which is a huge upgrade from what we were doing before. And there's free shipping on all Canadian and US orders over $100. There's limited stock, so if you're interested, you might want to go pick up something quickly. I'm so excited about this new chapter of Alien Clothing, and I hope you guys are too. And I gotta thank you guys so much for all the support over the years. It means so much to me. Without you guys, this definitely would have never happened. So thank you so much. So yeah, guys, I guess that'll do it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you want me to review in the next video in the comments down below. I promise that People Ruin Everything is not dead. I'm just procrastinating, because wouldn't you procrastinate if these were videos that you had to make? But yeah, People Ruin Undertale will be made eventually, so keep an eye out for that. And thank you so much to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Subscribe to my second channel called Alien Bacon if you want to see me react to a bunch of internet stuff like I used to. And I'll see you guys in the next video. In the meantime, don't forget to do it for the lulz.